Thursday Eagle Tribune Football Show Defensive Player of the Week, Noah Malhi of Pentucket Regional. Noah, what do you do to top back-to-back 3-sack games?
I just rush hard off the edge, try to get a couple moves on. I mean, the offensive tackle on Newburyport did a good job, I think, and stuff. It's just like it was hard to beat him off the edge, but I just got there. It was a nice push by a defensive line, so his speed and just keep continuous pushing and driving really helped.
Have you always had this knack for rushing the passer, or is that something that has emerged this fall?
I just remember that one game a few years back was Watertown. That was my first sack. It was a safety too, so that was like the first time. I mean, my junior year I didn't really get a lot of sacks, but this year it just emerged.
Yeah, emerged seems to be the word. Noah didn't make first or second team All-CAL last year. This year you're on a pace for All-Scholastic, Eagle Tribune Defensive Player of the Year type of honors. What's the difference?
I just feel like our team's just doing a lot better this year, and everyone's doing their job, so it's easier for me to get in there, and it's just a team effort. It's not just me coming off the edge. It's just the combined effort of the team allows me to do what I'm doing right now. It's just helping a lot.
Are you bigger though? Are you faster? Are you stronger? Are you smarter?
I think I'm a little bit bigger than I was last year. I gained 15 pounds. I'm definitely faster than I was. I was a little slow last year, not in good shape, but I think our conditioning and stuff has helped me become a lot faster, more conditioned, be able to do those.
You're a pretty big dude. No, a lot of kids I interview look like midgets because I'm a giant. What's the height and weight?
Right now I'm 6'2", about 190 pounds.
And so you beat a 3-0 team last week. Now you got a battle of 4-0 teams. North Reading. Usually you maybe don't quite put North Reading amongst the elite. They beat Masco. They're amongst the elite. What are your thoughts on North Reading?
They're a tough team. Past few years, so being close battles and stuff. They just battle the whole game. They're tough. They're really tough, and we should have come out hard. Because second half we didn't really come out hard last week, but we got to play the whole game and just battle.
Of course, 2 weeks ago, you guys had the historic win for Coach Steve Hayden, number 200. Got a little dicey there. You have a late sack, 2 late pressures to give Coach his 200th win. Were you even thinking of the 200th as you were dominating in the final stages?
I was all about the 200. I mean, that just went through my head. We can't lose this game for Coach Hayden. We got to win it for him and stuff. He's a great coach. Just teaches us we have good sportsmanship and everything. So the last few plays were all based on that.
Pentucket seems to be breeding terrific 3-sport athletes. You don't have too many elite 3-sport athletes these days. You guys had Eagle Tribune Athlete of the Year, Joshua Zalowski last year. You seem to be a strong candidate this year. CAL champion wrestler, and you broke a 45-year record in the discus last year. What's it like being a 3-sport athlete at that level?
I mean, it's just good because it helps with college and everything, and just all the sports just help. They all combine, help for each one and stuff. You just gain skills in each one that help for all the other sports, so it's just good to have them all.
Are you looking to play college sports, Noah?
Right now, yeah, I'm looking to do track in college, maybe some wrestling or football, but mainly track at the moment.
Who are you hearing from early in your senior year, but who's recruiting you? Who are you hearing most from?
I was talking to the UMass Dartmouth coach and WPI coach for both wrestling and track.
I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot of football coaches too. Record-breaking sack artist, Noah Malhi. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Central Catholic's triple threat, senior Stephen Jackson of Pelham, Eagle Tribune Thursday Player of the Week. Stephen, beating Everett, that's always going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable win. Great statement win. Defense played great, offense played well. Just good overall win.
You had to be fired up at the long reverse for the TD, and also caught a TD pass. What it means to score 2 TDs against Mighty Everett.
It's always good to score a touchdown. I mean, it feels good when you even beat them 24-0 on their own field and shut them out. I think it wasn't since 1990 something, but great overall win. And team played great.
Have you always been that triple threat, Stephen? I think it's 3 TD catches, 2 TD runs, 2 TD on returns. Has that always been your game?
Coaches know my speed and know what I can do, so they just try to utilize me as much as they can, no matter what. If it's passing, running, catching the ball, no matter what.
Now, you've run an 11:41 100 meters, which is quite quick. Definitely one of the quickest in the area, maybe one of the quickest in the state. Come on, Stephen, you're faster than 11:41.
You know, it was my first year doing track, and I was just trying to get the technique going down and feet and whatnot. So I was just trying to get that down, and hopefully this year I'll be a little bit faster than that. So.
How much is survival of the fittest? How big are you, Stephen?
5'8", give or take. You know, I'm not that heavy. I'm only like 155. I just try to utilize my speed as much as I can and get around people and use my quickness.
Is there any fear factor? I mean, Everett's got a lot of 220-pound guys who probably bench about 320, and you're out there, if they hit you, that's going to be nasty.
I mean, you know, I've always played against bigger kids. I've always been, you know, one of the smaller kids on the team. I just, you know, I lift a lot, try to get in the weight room as much as I can, and, you know, just do whatever I can to block and whatnot.
You look like a pretty strong kid for not the biggest guy in the world. You're a big bench press kid?
Yeah. You know, I get in the weight room as much as I can, squat, bench, you know.
What's your max bench and what's your max squat?
My max bench is 275 one time, and my squat is 350.
Not too shabby at all. You guys play quite the schedule this coming week. Tewksbury, that perhaps the game of the week in the state, certainly amongst them. They're there, what are they, 4-0, and they really looked awfully impressive against Andover, which is a big game for them last week, but everyone was talking about Tewksbury.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the Redmen?
You know, Coach A's, right from the beginning, right after the Ever came, it's on to Tewksbury. They're a great team. They've always been a great team. Always gave us struggles, and we're just going to do after everything we can to get the win.
It could have been dangerous. A lot of times you're bringing in a new sophomore QB, and maybe the senior receivers are out of luck a little bit. You go from Mike Milano, one of the all-time greats at this school, to Brett Edwards, who's really opened some eyes. What's super sophomore Brett Edwards like for a wide receiver?
I love the kid, great attitude, always one face. You know, nothing phases him. Fumbles it, interception, on to the next play. Never let anything phases him. He's just always to the next one, and I try to get on him as much as I can, help him out here and there, and just give him advice. A
little bit earlier in your career, Stephen, you were playing with Cody Demers, another undersized receiver now starring at Merrimack College, a terrific all-around prospect. Did he impact your career?
He did. He was basically my mentor. Great kid, great player, outstanding personality. I've always looked up to him, and even now I still do. I still contact him and do whatever I can to get advice from him. So.
Are you looking, Stephen, to play college ball?
Yep.
What are some of the schools you're looking at this early juncture?
Contacting Stonehill, Merrimack, Southern Connecticut University, Bryant, just some local.
So it's pretty top schools there. Is the recruiting picked up as you've emerged as a true all-scholastic candidate this fall?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. I've been getting some more contacts from schools, emails, and phone calls. So, yeah.
What do you foresee yourself as a college prospect? Is it just a true wide receiver, or what would your role be?
I say just an athlete. You know, wherever you need me, I can do whatever. Punt return, kick return, receiver. Just wherever you need me, I'll go.
What's your favorite part of football? Do you like catching the ball? You like running it? You like returning it?
Everything. As long as I have the ball in my hands.
The ball's in his hands. Good things happen for the Raider, red, white, and blue. Stephen Jackson.
Welcome back, football fans. We're looking forward to another exciting week of high school football. Malhi, welcome back. I'm Dave Willis. This is Mike Muldoon. And Mike, we're going to jump right in to some exciting action. We're going to start off with a battle of a local Merrimack Valley opponents, Methuen going to Lawrence. Methuen's 1-3, Lawrence is 2-2, but they've lost 2 straight. What are your thoughts on this one?
I like Lawrence in a close one. I just think their defense is, even with the losses, sometimes the offense hasn't been up to snuff. And some great linemen, Daryl Munoz, a big pick 6 last week. I think the Lance's defense carries them over the Rangers.
We're gonna start with a disagreement. I'm gonna go with Methuen. I get the feeling that Kendrick Denoz is starting to come around a little bit as a passer. He's already a terrific runner. I think Denoz has a big game, and I think Methuen wins this one. We go right down the road. Drakeit is traveling to Haverhill. Haverhill's won their last 2. They're 2-2. They just pulled off a big win against Lawrence. Their defense is playing great, led by Luke Cretion. Drake, they're 0-4. They're really struggling.
Yeah, and sometimes they're a little misleading 0-4. I really don't think they're misleading 0-4. They're just a club that's has their fingers crossed. I think that the 0 isn't the number in the left-hand column at the end of the year. I can't see the Middies taking this one.
No, I agree. I think Haverhill's really turned a corner too. I think they're looking good. Okay, we go to we mentioned an 0-4 team from the Lowell area. Now we got a 4-0 team. Billerica traveling to North Andover. North Andover's beaten up, and they couldn't be facing a worse opponent right now in Billerica, who's just steamrolling people. Their coach, Dwayne Sigsbury, was just the Patriots Coach of the Week. I'm going to have to go with Billerica in this one.
Yeah, from the second they hired Sigsbury, I think it was a matter of when, not if, them turning the corner. Justin Beck is emerging as a real fine two-way player at quarterback, coming off a real big game. I think the Indians take this one.
Yeah. All right, Andover is trying to bounce back from their first loss of the season, a tough one to Tewksbury. Well, they're traveling to Lowell. Lowell has been really struggling. They're 1-3. Their only loss coming to winless Chelmsford. This looks like basically a perfect opponent for Andover to bounce back with.
Yeah, Matt Smith had the career game last week, 247 yards, the 4 TDs, but looks like Andover will have too much for him.
Andover gets back on turf this week after having to deal with the muck last week. Turf at Lowell, but high-powered offense gets back. EJ starts throwing the ball around. Salem coming off yet another heartbreaking loss. It just seems like Salem is drawn to heartbreaking losses after last year against Londonderry. They lost to Exeter last week. They have a great opponent to bounce back from, 0-5 Spalding. Things are looking good for the Blue Devils. Well,
it's funny, we were just alluding to sometimes you are what your record says. Spalding 0-5, but I don't think they're a bad club. A lot of time. I think all 5 losses 10 points or less, so quite misleading. So I don't think Salem can take them for granted, but if they bring their typical Blue Devil effort, they should be in good shape.
Yeah, I think Salem's looking good in this one. Pinkerton puts their undefeated record on the line. They're hosting Winnicott. Winnicott's 2-3. Pinkerton's going to keep rolling.
Yeah, Pinkerton 6-0.
Yeah. Timberlane traveling to Dover. Tyler Fury's having his best run of his entire career, of his 4-year varsity career. I talked to the Hall brothers, and they're just awesome guys. I'm feeling great about Timberlane. I'm going to go with Timberlane.
I am too. And are there 2 nicer guys than the Hall twins?
No, they really aren't. And they're just so sharp. And great football players at that. It's not just the mind. They're also very, very good players. Greater Lawrence trying to get back off the map. They got shocked last week. They're 3-1. They're traveling to 2-2 Essex Tech. Greater Lawrence needs a bounce back.
They do, yeah. I still can't quite figure out that one last week. Maybe I don't know everything going on or whatever, but it just seems like they were going to be the better club and take it. Maybe it's just you lay an egg once a season or something. Essex Tech is coached by Paul Worth. One of those guys you don't hear enough about. A really fine coach. I say Essex Tech 24-22.
I'm going to say Reggies have a really tough week. The Sarkis brothers are just all over them. 24-22 may be the score, but I'm going to go with the Reggies. The Reggies' arch rivals, Whittier, going to Chelsea. Whittier's 1-3. Chelsea's 0-3. I get the sense probably Whittier in this one.
Yeah, I think they got a little more firepower, Chelsea, along here.
Wrapping up the Friday slate, we got Merrimack going to Londonderry. Merrimack's 3-2. Londonderry's 2-3. They've had some decent games of late.
Let's see, and it was sophomore Joe Eichmann, 170 pass receiving yards last week as they threw a major scare into Pinkerton. Pinkerton needs to totally dominate the second half, which they did, to come from behind to take it. So the Tomahawks win this one.
Starting Saturday, we're going to lead off with maybe the game of the week in the state. Central Catholic, they're 3-1.
Who'd you pick?
Sorry. Merrimack. Central Catholic, they're 3-1. I'm just so excited about this game. Traveling to Tewksbury, as previously mentioned, they're 4-0 after toppling Andover and really playing an absolutely terrific game. Central's got to be tough in this one. Tewksbury, I saw them last week. They're good. They're not to be overlooked. And they're ahead in the MVC Large right now. This is a very big game. This is not an easy one.
Yeah, they showed they were ready for prime time. Andover coming off the huge win against BC High, and that was probably the most hyped game in the state, and they really took it to Andover. I think they surprised some people with that. And Troy Carey, he's quite the ball player. I think Central's got a little too much for him in the speed department. I'll say Central takes him, but should be a good one.
Central's very good. Sorry, Raiders. Maybe it was just watching them borderline dominate Andover last week. I'm feeling good about Tewksbury once again on their natural grass, which is just something you don't experience anymore in the MVC. So I'm going to go with the Indians, rather the Redmen. Okay, 4-0, battle of 4-0s. North Reading coming to Pentucket, speaking of mucky natural grass fields. The Sachems have come up with big wins. They beat Newburyport last week. North Reading's been led by Matt McCarthy, has just been absolutely dominant so far. This is a big game.
Yeah, I truthfully wasn't giving North Reading a heck of a lot of credit, figuring some not the world's toughest early season schedule. And I don't think this is a vintage Masco team by any stretch. You beat Masco, good year, bad year, indifferent year. You're making a statement. They're certainly on Pentucket's level. I don't know, Noah Malhi with the back-to-back 3 sack games. We were talking to him. He might have 3 more sacks in him this week. That kid is he's the J.J. Watt of the Cal. So I say J.J. and co. Take it.
The problem with that is that North Reading still runs their single wing. So they're not going to throw the ball. Mm-hmm. My heart tells me Pentucket, but my head tells me maybe North Reading wins in a squeaker. I'm going to lean towards the Hornets on this one. All right, and staying in the Cal, Georgetown's going to Hamilton-Wenham. Neither team is playing terribly well, but I'm going to have to go with Hamilton-Wenham.
Yeah, Georgetown's only scored 13 points the entire season. That's tough to overcome.
Sauhegan's going to Sanborn. Sanborn's, showed some life last week, but I'm going to go with Sauhegan.
A little too much Cameron Kinney for Sauhegan.
Our buddy Jalen Martinez and Brooks going to St. George. Brooks.
St. George has got a fine quarterback, two-way threat, Dave LaMountain. Apparently it is LaMountain, not LaMontagne.
Awesome name.
So we'll go with the all-name teamer, Dave LaMountain, and say St. George.
I think back in the day at Pentucket Weight Room, I think I used to be called Dave the Mountain. No, I wasn't. That's stupid.
Wait, it was the tub of goo.
Good one, Molly. Choate going to Phillips.
Choate is 3-0, crushed 3 teams by a 131-15 margin. Abu Darami apparently is maybe the one of the premier talents in the New England prep ranks. Say Choate takes it.
I would tend to agree. And closing out the slate, Pelham is going to Hollis Brookline. Probably going to have to go Hollis Brookline in this one.
Yeah, this might be the Pythons' best chance for a win, so this is an important one for them. They come in as the underdogs. Maybe we'll see an upset, but it looks like Hollis is the team in this one.
All right, the rain is gone from last week, Mike. We don't have to sit out in the disgusting weather. It's fall, but we're in New England. You can deal with the cold. You can put on a jacket. It's going to be some great football. Get out there and see you again.
The only rain is how I'm raining over him with the staff picks.
Boom.